Hi everyone, welcome from Acumen Accounting. Today's video is just to give you some information on offshore company. As we know, in some time our media just negatively portrays something which might be useful, but the way it come out is basically people think the offshore companies are not good. These are for the people who just want to avoid tax and it's not legal. Like kind of recently, we have here this Panama Papers coming out. All these scandals basically let you think this structure or offshore companies are not the way forward. But in reality, that's not true. Offshore companies are absolutely legal. And I am just going to give you more information, what actually the offshore companies are and why people set this up in first place. So offshore company is a company, for example, you are a UK resident and you open an LLC in the US. That's an offshore company. So if you're forming a company outside of where you live, your tax residency, call an offshore company. So opening an offshore company, doing a business is absolutely legal. If any of you are already trading on Amazon, and people are based in Australia, UK, or even any other country, and they want to do Amazon FBA, they have to open an LLC. So in reality, if you look at it, you already owning an offshore company. So nowadays, the opening an offshore company is very common, and there are a number of reasons why people open offshore companies. So the main reason is for people to open an offshore company is to pay less taxes. So for example, we are in the UK and we pay 19% corporation tax. Now we're talking about 2021. And recently after the pandemic, our chancellor announced some new guidelines about, the corporation tax could go up to 25%. So let's, for an example, we talk on the figure of 19% corporation tax. But if you form a company, for example, in the UAE, in Dubai, there is a zero tax to pay, and that's the reason people look to pay less taxes, and they need to make sure the company they are forming is basically for the future and it's benefit them and the company. But when you're going to form the company, you need to make sure you are not going into kind of a tax avoidance. If that's the thing, then it's illegal. So for that reason, whenever you're thinking about forming a company, you need an expert advice. So make sure you talk to somebody who is expert, who know what you want to do, and they will give you a correct and right guidance and advice. So that's the main reason people open an offshore company. Another reason they go for offshore company is to recruit a local talent. So sometimes what happens is if you have a company in the UK and you want to recruit a company abroad, for example, in the US, and most of the US people, they wanted to work for the US company and they're not very confident on saying, look, this is a company might be here for a short term and we don't know what the future is. So that's the reason people open a company in that country to basically access to the local talent, and they recruit people and employ people locally. So that's one of the reasons. But when it's coming to the offshore company, if we look at from the HMRC point of view, which is we always see why HMRC going to say about it, why you have an offshore company, they will apply a CMC test. And if you're coming up on the CMC test, then it means it's tax avoidance. It's not the company you open, you should have open. So that's the reason I always say you seek a professional advice. So for example, if you have a company abroad for anywhere in the country and it's purely just for tax avoidance, that's not allowable. That's illegal. You shouldn't have done that in the first place. But if HMRC look into your company, it's all about where the higher management sits, where the most of the operations of the company is running. Say I give you the example of Amazon FBA. And if that's in the US and you're selling the product in the US, you're sourcing from the US, but you are a UK national, that's absolutely fine. But if you only opening the company just to avoid taxes, that's not allowable. So make sure you have a professional advice whenever you're going to open an offshore company. So the offshore company is basically any company, anywhere you open, for example, Hong Kong, Dubai, Canada, US, these are all offshore companies. So like, for example, Hong Kong is also have some zero tax economic zone where you can open a company. So that's the reason why people just go for opening these companies outside the UK. So that's absolutely normal, absolutely legal, nothing wrong with it. So that's the reason I thought, just make a quick video to give you, let you guys all know what this actually the offshore companies is. It's not always negative the way our media sometimes portray it. But again, if you have any question and if you want to know more about it, you can either leave a comment at the bottom of this video or you can send us a private message. Again, thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye for now.